So, so this is a lot of information to take in at once.
Yeah. You know, it's really hard to change your diet. I
Oh,
work two
sure.
jobs. I got three kids. My husband drives truck. I try and buy the fruits and vegetables, but
Uh-huh.
the closest grocery store is like 15, 20 miles away.
Wow. You
S-
don't have
and
a car,
Well, I do
or
have a
do-
car, but just
yeah,
trying to get the kids from, all their different activities
them
and
being so
around my
small.
husband's
Or
schedule.
how old are
And
they? How old are your kids again?
6, 9, and 12. I have two girls
Oh,
and a
I see.
boy.
Okay.
So they're constantly going back and forth to school. And, I work part-time in the morning as a temp and as a clerk in an
Wow,
accounting
you are
office.
busy.
Yeah.
You are really
yeah.
busy.
So I don't
So,
even have time to even need to eat sometimes.
got
So,
it.
yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to figure out how would I balance in all
Oh,
these
it's extremely
changes.
hard. By the time I
Yeah,
get the kids out the
exactly.
door in the morning, get them to school, and then I'm running to the office late. I mean, I'm lucky I can grab a cup of coffee and, and a donut or something, which I
Mm-hmm.
probably shouldn't have a donut.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just really hard to try and eat. I
Mm-hmm.
do eat lunch, though. I do eat a
Mm-hmm.
good lunch. I try and have a salad for lunch.
Oh, terrific.
And then at
Excellent.
night,
Excellent.
I'm working waitressing. So
Okay. And then
by the
you'll
time I
often eat
yes,
there.
yeah,
Right.
because you can get a discount
Get a
there.
discount. There you
So,
go. There
yeah.
you go.
Mhm.
So I can see you really weighing this back and forth. When you're saying, okay, I ate a donut, I really shouldn't have done that. There's a
Yeah.
part of you that has a pretty good sense of yourself of like what you should and what you shouldn't eat, and to be healthier.
Oh yeah, and I like
Yeah.
to be, I like to be healthier. I don't.
Is that important to you?
Well, I don't want to go on medication. I mean, and that's
Yeah.
what they said to my sister. That if she didn't lose her weight, and she's much much heavier than I am,
Is she?
that she'd have to go on medication. So.
She didn't like that idea either.
No.
And what has she done about it? Has she done anything different about her health?
Well, she's trying to modify her diet.
Uh-huh.
She has a daycare at home,
Okay.
so it's easier for her to prepare meals and stuff.
I see.
Whereas I'm not hardly at home. I mean, I'm back and forth all the time. Matter of fact, she watches my kids when I waitress if my husband's
does
not
she?
home.
Yeah.
So
She's
yeah.
you trust her. She's real good
Oh,
with that.
God, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So you see some of the changes that she's been making in terms of getting healthier herself.
Mhm.
It sounds almost like you kind of admire that about her, or am I overstepping there? Is that?
No, I do. I give her
Yeah.
a lot of credit for doing that.
Yeah.
you know.
How did she pull that off? I mean, what did she do that helped her to get to that point? Was it just the fear of not wanting to go on the medication?
It was the fear of not going the medication, and we have also history in our family with strokes and stuff.
Oh,
So
do you?
yeah,
Okay.
so
Who in your family's had a stroke?
My uncle has a stroke on my
Oh,
dad's side.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So yeah, and like I said, she's really very heavy, and it's hard. She loses her energy a lot trying to keep up after those kids.
Mhm.
So she, figures if she can maybe do some exercises with the kids, take them on walking groups and stuff and things, which,
Mhm.
yeah, she has the time for it. I just don't. I'm
So
just
it's hard
busy.
to, yeah. With what you've got going on,
Right.
I mean, one of the things that you're really expressing is that it's really difficult to find a way to make the time to do a little bit of exercise.
Right.
Or to get to the store to buy healthier
Mhm.
foods. So on the one hand, you've got those dilemmas, and on the other hand, you really don't want to get to the point where you're on medication. You don't want
No.
it to get to the point where it's so
I really,
bad, and
I
it's starting
really
to
don't.
head that
Yeah.
kind of head that direction. What do you think?
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if you could help me with maybe looking at some meals or something,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
it probably wouldn't hurt for my kids too. One of my kids is really heavy too, and
Oh,
the
which
older
one?
girl, the older girl is,
Okay,
and she's just
okay.
kind of going into, teenager. You know how difficult that is, and
got it. Yeah.
so maybe we can just try it together. And I don't know. My husband's real resistant to any kind of diet. He's
Sure.
we're Italian, and he's really into his
Yeah.
pasta and his meat and everything else here. So that's going to be hard to do that. But I don't know. Maybe during the day. I
Maybe
can.
during the day.
Yeah. If you.
Well, and
Yeah.
you're describing already that your lunch is pretty good. You
Yeah.
usually are doing something really healthy for lunch.
Mhm.
Maybe doing something different for breakfast might make a difference instead of the donut. Having
Yeah.
how do you feel about that, though?
Well,
Where do you get
Yeah,
your donuts? Tell me, give it up. Where do you get your
oh,
donuts?
it's on the
'Cause
way to where I clerk. You know, there's this little donut and coffee shop, and I kind of go through and
I
get my
know the one.
latte and my donuts.
I know the one you're
you know.
talking about. They're delicious, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
They're really,
I
really
like the real
good.
fried ones, but
Yep, the
okay.
deep fried. Yeah,
I know
excellent.
I shouldn't have them.
They're really tasty, aren't
Mhm,
they? It's
mhm.
really hard to give those up.
Yeah, it is.
But that would be one way to make a change if you felt like you were ready for it. But you have to be the one who's ready for it. And that's
Yeah.
the thing we're talking
Well,
about.
I don't
today,
want to
is
go
you
on
making-
medication. I really don't.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe getting up a little bit earlier or something, and maybe having some cereal or something in the morning before I get the kids out the door. I mean, the kids
I see.
eat before they leave. You know, I just
Mhm.
don't. I'm running around doing all other kind of stuff. So.
Mhm, mhm. Well, we have a list of some healthy foods, healthy food choices for different meals.
Okay.
That might be worth looking at or considering.
Okay.
And you can look at these if you'd
All
like
right.
to. And it sounds like you really have made some decisions today about making a shift in how you relate to your food.
Well,
And
we'll try, but I don't want to give up those French fries.
the French fries are going to be harder. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And you made an excellent point earlier where you say I eat too many of them.
I do.
So maybe if you said, okay, I'll have one order of French fries so many times a week versus too many French fries every night that I
Yeah,
work, or
yeah.
I don't know, a way to modify that, a way that you don't have to give them up completely.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I don't know if you
Yeah.
feel convinced yet though about that. Those are going to be hard, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Well, change is incremental. Change happens a little bit at a time, and you've already made a change
Mhm.
about your lunch. You know, you're doing something different about that.
Yeah.
And you're starting to look really hard at your breakfast, and then maybe that's another piece to talk about. You know,
Okay.
the French fries.
All
Okay.
right.
Got it.
All right. I'll try.
Well, cool.
See.
Well, thanks for coming in today.
Okay.
And I'm glad we had a chance to have this conversation. And what I believe in is collaboration. You know, so this is all about what you want to make change in your life.
Okay.
Just giving you some information and helping you through having a conversation about what's really important to you.
Well, I'll take your list, and next time I go to the store, see if I can get some of the items and maybe stock up on them, and
Super. Really
we'll,
good.
We'll go from there.
Good work.
Okay.
Really good work. All right. Nice
Thank
to see
you.
you today.
Yep.
All right. So let's take a look at the conversation that we just had. What I'm going to do is highlight different places that I might have developed discrepancy. One is that Jean talked about her relationship with her doctor and how he was concerned. She wasn't so concerned, but he was concerned.
Yeah, my doctor spoke to me about that, and yeah, he said I need to look at my diet and a little
Uh-huh.
bit, changing it, and probably adding more of an exercise routine. But, you know, I work at night as a waitress.
One area that we could have developed was the discrepancy between his opinion and her opinion. We didn't go with that. We could have talked about her family because she talked about the family history. That's another area of discrepancy. Did she have concern about her family? She did start to verbalize some concern specifically about her uncle.
Yeah, it was the fear of not going the medication, and you know, we have also history in our family with strokes and stuff.
Oh,
so,
do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Who in your family's had a stroke?
My uncle has a stroke on my
Oh,
dad's side.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Another
Another area that we might have developed discrepancy was with her daughter, who she said was overweight, and she had concerns. So you see there were multiple different ways to develop the discrepancy. I went with medication because it seemed like that's where a lot of her affect was, and she made that point again and again and again.
Well, I don't want to go on medication. I really don't.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe getting up a little bit earlier or something, and maybe having some cereal or something in the morning before I get the kids out the door. I mean, the kids
I see.
eat before they leave. You know, I just
Mhm.
don't. I'm running around doing all other kind of stuff. So.
Mhm, mhm. Well, we have a list of some healthy foods, healthy food choices for different meals. Usually, when people are in the midst of ambivalence, they're practically shouting at you what their concern is. And so when we went with the medication, she was really sold on that idea.